With just 1 week left to go, Celine Boutier, who joined us yesterday, has a narrow lead over the world number 1, Lilia Vu, so a lot to play for this week in Naples.
Amy, the LPGA today announcing an extension of the CME Group Tour Championship and the season-long race to the CME Globe through 2025. A 2-year title sponsorship agreement will bring new opportunities for women's golf starting next year. And here are the details: an enhanced total purse of $11 million, including a record $4 million first prize. $1 million for the runner-up. Additionally, as part of the purse distribution, for the first time ever, every competitor who qualifies for the 60-golfer field will be awarded at least $55,000, increasing recognition for all of the players. With more on the news, we bring in Amy Rogers from Naples, Florida. Good afternoon, Amy.
Hey, good afternoon, Damon. Well, what a difference a year makes at the CME Group Tour Championship. It was just a year ago at this event that CEO of the CME Group, Terry Duffy, was calling into question the leadership and the future of the LPGA Tour after LPGA Tour players failed to attend one of his conference's events during the week of this tournament. But 12 months later, he stood beside the leader of the LPGA Tour and Commissioner Molly Marcoussimont to announce that his company would be extending their title sponsorship of the Tour Championship through 2025 and making a sizable increase to the purse, which will increase from $7 to $11 million next season. Now, I had a chance to speak with Duffy earlier today about his change in thinking about the LPGA Tour and why he wanted to renew his commitment to the organization.
Well, there's several reasons, Amy. You know, at CME Group, we are very pro of making certain that we have equality throughout our company. And our company is not just a Chicago-based company. We're in 200 countries around the world. We have business coming from all over the globe. And my employee base is in many different locations. And I'm a big believer that, you know, we have a bunch of women and a bunch of men. And I believe in equality for both of them and giving them opportunities to move forward. One of the things I wanted to do was to continue to promote St. Jude. I'm a big fan of St. Jude. I mean, so to have a sick child is just unacceptable, and have to pay and give up your livelihood in order to take care of that child is, you know, really difficult on parents. So we wanted to continue on with that. And the LPGA is a great partner. You know, I've said this for many, many years, going back to 2005 when I did my first Pro-Am before we even had a tour event, that we want to continue to evolve with the LPGA. And going from Mike Wan to Molly Simon, you know, we've been able to evolve into something different. So, you know, I don't like to just do it to push the envelope. I really wanted to have other events around the world, you know, including here in the U.S. I want players to show up at these events because I want them to eye this on their schedule and say, I need to make it. And, you know, there's a number for them to do that. You know, what is that price point? I don't know. But I think that this will help other events around the globe for the LPGA and will help grow the game. And that's important for me, for young girls and young women trying to get into sports. So we wanted to make sure that we had the largest first prize in the history of women's sport. And we think that's important for women to aspire to see that there are companies out there that actually care. So that's the main reasons.
You mentioned what a great partner the LPGA Tour has been with you and your organization over the years. Last year at this event, you expressed some concerns about the future of this organization. What have you seen over the last 12 months at the LPGA that led you to go ahead and make this decision?
Yeah, my concern wasn't so much, you know, about what the future was. It was more of just maybe a lack of communication. So communication skills are always important in my world. And when it breaks down, normally there can be other repercussions associated with it. And I think that's all it was. So not a big deal. What do I see going forward in the next 5 years? I'm hopeful that these women continue to do what they're doing, continue to aspire to young women to become young ladies and become, you know, professional athletes, if not become professionals in whatever they do in this world to make it a better place. You know, CME has also just gave an additional $2 million to the underprivileged women and girls in the city of Chicago who are completely underserved, who are mothers, and they can't even take care of their own children. So this is another part of the world that we're looking at that we need to make sure that we're helping. So we do that. I think the LPGA is on a good trajectory for many years to come, and I hope they never forget where they came from, because from somebody who started working at CME 43 years ago for $56 a week, I never forgot where I came from. So I hope they continue to do that, and I hope the success, you know, continues to bring nothing but wealth and prosperity to the world, not just to the players.
I also had a chance to speak with LPGA Tour Commissioner Molly Marcoux-Simon about today's staggering announcement, and I asked her what sort of message she hopes that today's announcement will send to current and potential future sponsors of the LPGA Tour.
Yeah, this is the Tour Championship, so it's the finale of a long and competitive and, hard season, and everybody is working the whole year to get into this tournament. So again, we want players to play in as many events as they can and they feel comfortable, and we want other tournaments to move at the rate that they can move. But we've seen tremendous growth over the last 2 years. The purses are up over 54%. The major championships are up, but also the non-majors are up. And, with the announcement for next year's schedule, you'll see even more growth. So I think it's all a partnership. We all work together. I call it the team around the team. Everybody working to elevate the LPGA, elevate women's golf, elevate women's sports, and really elevate girls and women in so many different ways on and off the golf course. So it's all part of a team effort. And I think having this culmination of the season in the Tour Championship is amazing. It's amazing for our tour. It's amazing for women's sports. And for someone to walk away with $4 million is something that I don't think any of us expected in our lifetime. And it's pretty darn remarkable. Second prize is $1 million, and if you qualify for this tournament, it's $55,000. That's up 35% from last year. That's meaningful. I mean, that's meaningful for anyone in the world, but it's certainly meaningful for our athletes. So everybody's working all year to get here, and then when they get here, they're going to have the world-class experience.
And while news of increased purses on the LPGA Tour has become pretty common in recent years, the news of that $4 million winner's check, well, that one certainly had quite a few players speechless. I had a chance to speak with them this afternoon about the news, not only about that winner's check, but also, as you heard Molly Marcoux-Simon speak about there, that $1 million runner-up check that's going to go to that second-place finisher last year, and that every single member, each of those 60 players who qualifies for this event last year will at least go home with $55,000. And here's what players had to say about today's news.
I was just in a state of shock for a few seconds. Just unbelievable news. I feel like it's unheard of, in women's sport, especially, definitely in women's golf. So I think it's an amazing opportunity for us, and I feel like mostly gratefulness for Mr. Duffy to be able to put this together and really raising the standard for women's golf, and hopefully also helps inspire other tournaments and sponsors to follow their tracks.
That money is just so life-changing. There's so much you could do, give back, and for family as well. I know it's very important for me. So again, just really going to try to focus on making it to this week. It's something that you don't want to think about, but at the same time it's hard to ignore. But again, just try to enjoy it and hopefully come out on top. But I think even second place gets $1 million as well. So it's crazy how much CME and Terry are giving back.
Yeah, it's nice that Mr. Duffy's seen the value in women's golf, and they've been big supporters of the women's game for a number of years now, and they're really setting the bar, and I think they've put down a marker for a lot of other tournaments, a lot of other sponsors to follow, and I know we're all incredibly grateful for the sport and the opportunity to play for that kind of money. That's going to be life-changing for whoever wins that, and it'll trickle right down throughout the field.
Well, how today's announcement and the broader picture of how it fits into the LPGA Tour season next year and what that total purse will be remains to be seen. Fortunately, we won't have to wait long. The LPGA Tour is expected to release their schedule for the upcoming season tomorrow. So we'll see how many other tournaments and sponsors follow suit, in the footsteps of CME Group and Terry Duffy, who have led the way for many years in pushing the LPGA Tour to new heights and certainly look poised to do so for years to come. Guys?
Amy Rogers in Naples, thank you very much. Damon, a lot of news out of Naples.
Ooh.
Money does equal respect. We like to think that respect is earned on the golf course, but money equals respect in the world of commerce. There's a lot more respect being handed to the LPGA Tour today.
It is. You can see and hear the reaction from the players. And good on the LPGA and the CME Group for overcoming that hiccup from 1 year ago, when Terry Duffy, the CEO, was upset about the lack of the players showing up for a very important sponsor dinner during the week. He said it was more about a lack of communication as opposed to a lack of leadership. Whatever it was, today is a banner day for the LPGA Tour and the CME Group Tour Championship, doubling the winner's take to $2 million to $4 million, an increase in total purse from $7 to $11 million, $1 million for the runner-up, $55,000 minimum for whoever plays. I mean, that's some big dollars for these players.
It is, and it does continue a trend that we've seen predominantly in major championships when it comes to the purse increases in the women's game. Just look at this graphic here of the 5 majors in women's golf, and every one of them shows a significant jump in purse to this year over the last couple of years, some of them doubling the US Women's Open, an $11 million purse, the biggest in women's golf, now matched by the CME Group Tour Championship. And the question I guess I would have, I understand that there's the $55,000 for anyone who qualifies for this. How the money's dispersed down the field is an interesting question, because it's the last 5 LPGA Tour events which combined actually had a purse, the total of what the CME will be next year. They paid out 15% of the purse to the winner. Next year, the CME Group Tour Championship is paying out 36.4% of the purse to the winner. So I get that there's more being paid out for others who've qualified who are farther down the field. But I'm curious if there's, and we'll discuss this with Beth Ann Nichols when she comes on the show later, if it's the same problem you see talked about in tennis, men's and women's tennis, that if you're at the top of the food chain, life is good. Yeah. But making a living by being a member of the rank and file is getting a little tougher. And I wonder if this actually has an impact on people getting into this arms race for the first place check, as opposed to looking after the other members of the LPGA Tour as well. But let's hope, to Leona Maguire's point, that this has put out a marker where it's a vote of confidence in the product, a vote of confidence in the platform, and let's hope there are other sponsors out there who think that I should be doing that too.
Great point that you make, but obviously you're pleased if you're Celine Boutier, Megan Kang, Leona Maguire. I mean, you're talking about the best of the best on the LPGA Tour, but the reaction of the rank and file will be very, very important. And you're right, hopefully this becomes a bit of an arms race in a positive way, that, the USGA and the Amundi Evian, and the AIG Women's Open, everybody wants to keep pace, and they want to be the leaders in elevating these purses in the women's game.
And we're finally getting closer to the point where all of the biggest events in the women's game, that the winner's check comes with 2 commas. That's routine in the men's game. It's routine for farther down the field to make 7 figures in the men's game for not winning. It's about time more women actually earned 7 figures for actually coming out on top.
Women starting to catch up at long last year, so you can watch the season ender on the LPGA, the CME Group Tour Championship, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, streaming on the NBC Sports App and Peacock, and 3 p.m. Eastern on Golf Channel as we settle in and watch the LPGA season finale.